Do you want to know what sets successful real estate agents apart from the rest? Today, I'm going to cover the 7 key traits that every successful real estate agent has mastered. Let's get started. In my time in this industry, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of agents come and go. There are 7 traits that I've really keyed in on that have really helped me to understand what sets you apart from all the agents in the industry and how you can be more successful. The first one that I see time and time again is availability. Now, does this mean you have to be available 24/7? Absolutely not. When I very first got into this business, I felt like I had to be instantaneously responsive, have my phone on me 24/7, answer my phone at 10:30 or midnight if somebody called. It's definitely important for us to be able to last in this business, to have good boundaries and know when is appropriate and not appropriate for us to be responsive and available. However, it is super important that you are responsive to your clients. When they call you, they don't want to get your voicemail. They don't want to have to leave you a voicemail, wait for you to respond for 24 hours. And the time that it takes for you to respond to them, very easily, since there's very little loyalty in this business, they will move on to another agent. The biggest thing that I'm going to encourage you about being available is, even if you can't talk to them, shoot them a text and let them know when you will get back to them. It is all about being responsive to them and letting them know that their needs matter to you. Now, it's impossible for us to be available 24/7, and it's unrealistic to have that expectation, but I'm going to really encourage you being available to your clients. Even a 5-minute window of waiting for you to respond back to them can cause them in this industry, especially if you've never talked to them before, or you're getting a sign call, or maybe somebody had given your card to them. That 5-minute time window of how long it takes for you to get back to them, if that turns into, 3 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, it can really affect your ability to convert that person. Be responsive, be available. And above all things, I'm going to go right into communication. The second biggest trait of successful agents I see is all about communication. How you communicate and when you communicate. Now, myself personally, I love to text. It's easy, it doesn't take a lot of time, and I can shoot off a text to somebody. But you have to understand that communication comes in so many different forms. We communicate in person, we communicate on the phone, we communicate via text message, we communicate via email. You have to find out what your client and potential clients, how they like to communicate. Some people I have found prefer to communicate via email. I made sure to communicate to my seller and buyers that like to communicate via email. Hey, if you could just make sure you send me a text to let me know that you sent me an email, that would be great. And I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. This is because sometimes my email will just get bogged down and I won't see something. And so I make sure to communicate to my clients, hey, I see how you want to communicate. I recognize that you want to communicate via email. And while that may not be my preferred method, it's their preferred method. So I have to shift to making sure that I meet them where they need to be and communicate in the way that is best for them. So all I ask them is, if you're going to send me an email, please just shoot me a text and let me know that you sent me an email. This opened up fantastic lines of communication with an older generation that, quite honestly, I knew was going to be a struggle to make sure that I communicated with. And this made our process very seamless. And actually, it was a fantastic transaction. So making sure that you find the best way of how your clients want to communicate. Some like to talk on the phone. Some you can't get them to talk on the phone. Some will only text. Some barely even text. All these different ways of communicating with our clients, it's super important that you pay attention and, quite honestly, just ask them, how would you like me to communicate to you? I add that in my onboarding packet so that I understand how they would like to communicate with me. Again, communication, there's not one way that's the best way to communicate. It's really important you pay attention and learn how your client would like to be communicated with. And this will be the secret to a fantastic working relationship with them. The third tip I'm going to share with you of successful real estate agents is to be proactive. What does it mean to be proactive? Looking ahead in your transaction or home search or working with a client to see what problems could possibly arise. Now, I've been doing this long enough and I've had enough transactions that I can kind of know and anticipate what could be potentially coming. Issues with inspection, making sure our lending has no issues, the cold feet that buyers inevitably get. I make sure to have these conversations with people ahead of time and to be like, hey, I just want to make sure you know that once we're done with inspection and we've gotten through appraisal, I'm going to kind of back off a little bit and you won't be hearing from me 2 or 3 times a day anymore. And it's during that point in this process that you're going to be working with your lender to make sure that everything is going seamlessly. During this time, I'm going to be working on the back end to be working with title and making sure all of our disclosures and forms are correct and accurate and getting us to a closing table. And then I'll be slating us for close, making sure that we are looking ahead at what problems could possibly arise, any kind of feelings and emotions that they could possibly have, and kind of looping our buyers and sellers into the entire situation so that they're aware and knowledgeable about what to expect in a transaction. This takes me right into my next fourth tip, which is being a problem solver. I cannot express to you how imperative it is that you are always looking at a situation not as, oh my gosh, this deal is dead, but rather looking at it as how can we navigate through this? I cannot tell you in the very beginning how many transactions that fell apart simply because I was not a proactive problem solver. Looking at who could I get in here to repair this? How can we navigate this? How can we negotiate these problems? And those could be everything from inspection issues to issues with lenders. There are always options and alternatives, and I will leave no stone unturned in trying to get my clients to a closing table. This is one of the secrets, biggest secrets to success, is being a proactive problem solver. I think this is kind of the area where a lot of agents, when you have other agents to collaborate with and ask them, how would you handle this? How would you navigate this? That's where the real secret to our success is. Collaboration with other agents and being a problem solver. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to other agents and been like, I just don't even know what to do. And we kind of just navigate through it and talk through it and collaborate through it. And then all of a sudden I can go back to my buyer or seller with 4 or 5 different options. This is truly the way for agents to be more successful in this business. And it's one of the biggest reasons I really advocate for finding a group of agents where you feel comfortable sharing and asking questions and trying to figure out how to get to a closing table so that everybody's happy. Your buyer, your seller, the title reps, the inspectors, everybody, even yourself. Of course, I want to make sure you know about the Agent Growth Network. If you're struggling to find a community where people are there to support you and encourage you, I'm just going to tell you to click in the description below. In there, you're going to find like-minded agents who are there to support each other. I'll be there to support and encourage you. We ask questions, we support, encourage, share our knowledge and areas of expertise that we can. And it's just a great community and it's absolutely free. I would love to see you there. The fifth trait I see of successful real estate agents are the ones that are looking for opportunity everywhere. Can be as simple as opportunities in your office to host a new open house, opportunities to expand your business in different areas than you've looked at before. For me, it's been as simple as looking at how can I market to a football team? How can I market to charities and get involved in more community outreach areas? All of these have been opportunities for me to not only get in front of new people and create new relationships, those relationships, coffee, hanging out and having meals together, getting involved with a new sphere of people, but it also creates an opportunity to build more relationships. The most successful agents I have seen are the ones that are hungry for opportunity, opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn, and opportunity to grow their networks even bigger than they currently are. If you want to be successful in this business, I'm going to tell you the biggest way is to adopt that mindset and always be looking for opportunities to grow your business. And that leads me into my sixth tip, which I have talked about time and time again. It is about relationships. This business, I am telling you, it is built on relationships. You can buy your way in or you can build a relationship. And I will tell you, referrals through relationships will bring you longevity in this business. Now, when I talk about relationships, I think for myself at least, it's a very inherent quality that I care about people. I enjoy getting to meet them, learn about them, and guide them through the home buying and selling process. It's just a small little snippet in time that I am able to be here to help guide them and coach them through that. But what I enjoy and thrive on is the relationship and the longevity of that relationship. Becoming a friend to those people in their lives is really what this business has been built on for me. I encourage every single agent to really get to know your clients, really get to care about them. And that will be the secret to your success in this business. They will remember how you treated them. And that will be the reason for your success and longevity in real estate. And the seventh and final, and what I believe is the most important trait of a successful real estate agent is resiliency. In an industry where the failure rate is so incredibly high, and you have a transaction that falls apart, or your sister chooses to work with another agent, all of these things can be very, very discouraging. It'll make you want to throw in the towel. I'm going to tell you, I almost did. I almost quit this business. It is super important that you are resilient. Keep going, keep pushing yourself, keep moving forward, because this industry, it has changed my life, and I have seen how it has changed so many other people's lives that I have been around. And I'm going to encourage you to stick with it, not giving up and staying focused on what your end game is. Sometimes when we're in the heat of everything and somebody's emotional and we have to remain the calm person and we get off the phone with somebody after we've been yelled at or talked to, I really, really, really want to encourage you. It is super easy to just be like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't do this. Or to get really, really discouraged when somebody chooses to go a different direction or to pull their house off the market. It's super easy to just want to throw in the towel. This is when your strength and your fortitude to get to the finish line is the most imperative thing. Being resilient in this business is the number one tip I will get you. It really will get you where you want to go in life. So today I've shared with you the top 7 traits of the successful agents I have seen over my 10 years in business. I'm going to encourage you to watch this video, implement these, and really stay focused on where we're going together as an industry. If you want to be successful in this industry, I'm just going to tell you, adopt these traits and you will be successful. I appreciate you guys watching today. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.